Okay, are we good? Okay. All right, welcome back to Hello Pilipinas. It's now 9:35 a.m. As promised, we will continue with the another. Are we good? Okay. Anyways, we are back right here. So now let's continue with the lifestyle happenings as we speak. Okay, let's go to lifestyle.core.net. I don't think we will be able to use Roblox at this time. Is that right, the OC team? We will not be able to go to Roblox studio at this time, right? Oh wait, the VM is up, but for some reason I can't access my VM. Odd. Let me just fix that. Okay. We're gonna have a backup screen share from my computer at this time. And if we can't get it to work, that is the last scenario. We will have to, yeah. If it's frozen like that, we won't be able to, yeah. Okay, so while I wait here, let me see. Uh, yeah. It's either we will have to turn off the VM to give way for the Hello Pilipinas and the Roblox activities, or keep the VM on but don't use Roblox. It's either that. So yeah, I mean that is how we will have to sacrifice for this one here. So TOC team, turn off the virtual machine for now until the show ends. Yeah, turn it off for now until it ends. Thank you. So, yeah, and then we will use the Roblox anyway. I'll just get my screen share up now. Okay. Okay, what is going on? Okay, that's weird. It won't even let me connect. So I will have to reset it myself then. Bear with me here, Terps. I think it's already ended, right? Yeah, it's already ended. Okay. Okay. Yep, we're definitely going to lock up with screen share for now. That is most likely. Okay. Okay. Alright. Bear with us, guys. I don't know how this is going to end up again, especially with the lag here. So we are really I'm sorry for inconvenience here. Oh, whoops. Okay, I think we're good. It's just I will have to. Okay, there you go. Okay. In the meantime, let me get my screen share. It looks like it's still loading out of nowhere. So womp womp. Okay. Let's see if I can restart the screen share up again. Just gonna close all the windows except my Roblox and my Brave browser. Okay. Let's see if anything improves. I will get let's see if anything improves. I'm not gonna waste my more any more time after reading this second one. So we will have to get into the latest news and headlines later with the early edition. That is around at around 10 o'clock or after the outbreak, of course. So I'm waiting for my Discord, or if I have to, I will have to restart my Discord. I'll be back. Okay, I'm currently on my phone because I don't think my Discord client is wanting to load anytime now. So, I was looking at Roblox. Of course, it's my Roblox is working perfectly fine. So, it's just my Discord client is giving up for some reason. So, let's continue. Let's not waste any more time. We will continue right now, and I'm gonna screen share from my phone if I have to, but I will still be on the Roblox at this time. So, yeah. Okay, so let's head over to once again inquire.net. Just type that right now. You know what? Yeah, this is kind of a rocky start because of the TOC technical difficulties. But here we are. Let's cover this article right now, and as we always been waiting for, is we're gonna be talking about the Venus and Mercury. Of course. Let's get into that now. It's been a few months since Mercury was lost in retrograde, and honestly, I have forgotten about it. At least until I witnessed a slew of minor inconveniences these past few days, from a friend from a friend forgetting to wake up early for an appointment, to spilling sauce on their clothes, to another friend's joke gone wrong, to me knocking over a pot of skincare leading to maybe 3 days worth of product literally down the drain. I also dreamt of hanging out with ex-friends like it was the good old days. Haha, yikes. Yikes, no? Then I remember, oh right, it's Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde period. Venus has been in retrograde since March 1st and will be in this transit until April 12th. Meanwhile, Mercury will be in retrograde tomorrow, March 15th, and will be there until April 7th. Plus, it's a full moon and lunar eclipse tonight. That is, yeah, tonight, yes. So let's break down what that means for a second. Well, Venus is a planet of love, money, beauty, and art. It rules over our passions and what we find valuable. Venus is all about how we express our desires, how we experience pleasure, and how we socialize and approach relationships, how we attract others, and what we're attracted to. Mercury, on the other hand, is the planet of communication, intellect, and thinking. It influences the way we express, interact, and process information. It also rules travel, aid, technology, and trade. So when these planets are in retrograde, meaning from our perspective on Earth, the planets appear to move in reverse. They don't actually move in reverse. It just looks that way. Astrologers consider this a time to reflect, review, slow down, or reevaluate in the areas the planets in retrograde rule. Taking a step further, the zodiac sign in which the retrogrades happen also influences the themes of these planetary retrogrades. While many think planetary retrogrades are negative, things the challenges we face are become more mindful of during this time. It's not actually a bad thing. And as much as the memes keep blaming things of on Mercury retrograde, what these retrogrades really do is prompt us to pause and reflect. Retrogrades often bring to light areas of our life that need our attention, so take this chance to look back and do the necessary work. Now, as we are about to navigate the retrogrades, The past few months have been a whirlwind for many of us, with January moving slowly before going into overdrive in February. And I don't know about you, but I have to admit I have had my days of just running on autopilot. The awareness of these retrogrades certainly helps and stay in taking stock of what's happening right now. Not, I mean, what's happening in our lives right now, and making the necessary changes or adjustments. So to me, who not offer my pot of skincare, I guess it's value's way of making me rethink the value I have been attaching to my appearances lately. But it's not a story for this article. General advice for Venus retrograde involves avoiding making major decisions in the realms of relationships, finances, and beauty. That means maybe rethink or hold off, if possible, any cosmetic procedures or haircuts. Also, try to be more discerning with the things in your cart. Do you really need to buy it now? Is this necessary? Ask yourself, guys. Ask yourself, do you really need it right now? And is it really necessary to buy products right now? What you need or you want? Pick what's more important. Many astro girlies also recommend using this time instead to reflect. Re-examine the value attached to beauty, money, and your relationships and realign. Prioritize caring for yourself. For this Mercury retrograde period, oops, I think my phone is acting up. I don't know what's happening here. Okay, apologies for that here. But let's continue. For this Mercury retrograde period, it's also recommended to slow down. Too much has will lead to mistakes. Take your time, especially in matters revolving around communication. Double check your messages and emails. Back up your files and think before you speak or hold your tongue. Um, let's you say that might lead to miscommunication. Most of all, be patient and extra. Sorry, I think my TV just out of nowhere unplugged itself. I will have to get back into it. Okay, let's continue here. For this Mercury retrograde to, it's also recommended to slow down. Okay, let me repeat that again. Too much has will lead to mistakes. Take your time, especially in matters revolving around communication. Double check your messages and emails, back up your files, and think before you speak. Or hold your tongue lest you say something that might lead to miscommunication. Most of all, be patient and extra understanding. Oh, and if you think traffic is extra bad lately, of course it's the government's fault, not the planet's, but still, this retrograde period, make sure you allot extra time in case of delays. And here are the and if you are into tapping into the power of healing crystals, well, here are some recommended crystals to work with. But first, a word of advice or caution: you don't have to get all of these. Remember, being careful about your financial decisions is the priority. It's best to pick one or two crystals that speak to you the most and work with that specifically. It's also tough to work with so much energy from different crystals, so unless you're an old hand at this, just stick to one or two. And you can pick what crystals you will go with. Like say if you want to focus on clarity and focus, if you want to focus on peace and calm to dispel anxiety, worry or fear, if you want to focus on your protection or your better understanding, clear communication or love or financial assistance, let me read it to you right now. If you are going to focus on clarity and focus, I would say can go with clear quartz or fluorite. Or if you want to focus on peace and calm or to dispel anxiety, worry, or fear, you can go with how light amethyst, uh, pyrenetic, amazonite, black tourmaline for right there, chrysocolla. And for the protection, you can go with black tourmaline or hematite. Or for the better understanding, you can go with labradorite, rose quartz. For clear communication, you can go with amazonite, aquamarine, or lapis lazuli. And for love, you can wear rose quartz. And finally, for financial assistance, you can wear agate or seed trim. That's the list of diamonds you can wear if you want or say the crystals if you want to help if you are facing any one of the situations like this, so that is the list of crystals you can wear right now, either in your left place or you can wear it in your ear. So that is the title article regarding the Venus and Mercury as we speak. It is now 9:50 a.m. and as we are getting ready for the early edition of Hello Pilipinas of koolNews, we will be preparing the headlines as we speak. So yeah, I will be moving to this table for. I'll be moving to this table for the early edition that is coming up right here on Hello Pilipinas. Stay along with us. We'll be right back.
is koolNews Early Edition.
Good morning, Philippines. It is now 9:58 a.m. and this is Cool News Early Edition. I am Taro. Let's begin with the headlines. It was mainly intended to confirm his identity and set some matters of procedure. It was over and under 30 minutes. But none of it was really procedural, for every minute was historic as Filipinos watched their former leader reduced to saying his name. His age showing in a quivering voice before a foreign tribunal that will determine whether he would be tried for dark deeds that led to the deaths of thousands and continue to divide the nation. Former President Rodrigo Duterte, appearing sluggish and sleepy, faced the hearing by video link from a detention facility in Tihaki on Friday and acknowledged that he was aware of the charge of crimes against humanity against him in relation to his war on drugs. Duterte, who had also served as Davao City prosecutor, was tired after flying to the Netherlands from the Philippines following his arrest on Tuesday and was permitted to attend the session remotely, said Judge Ilulia Antonella Motok, who presides over the three-woman court. He had a long journey with considerable time difference, she said. Duterte, wearing a blue suit and tie and appearing frail, confirmed his identity and age. Prosecutors have accused him of crimes against humanity for what they called a systematic attack on the civilian population. Thousands of suspected drug offenders were killed during the crackdown when death squads he allegedly created and armed carried out widespread extrajudicial killings. During initial appearances, judges usually summarize the allegations against the suspect, who will not be asked to enter a plea. At the end of the hearing, Motok announced that the confirmation of charges hearing would be held on September 23, where prosecutors can present part of their evidence and judges decide what charges can be included in the indictment. The trial is not expected to start until early 2026. The aging former president will likely mark his 80th birthday on March 28 in his detention cell. Duterte said that he was suffering from several ailments, including a chronic neuromuscular disorder, back problems, migraines, and a condition that can cause blockages in the blood vessels. He was represented at Friday's hearing by his former executive secretary, Salvador Medialdea, who flew on the same plane with him from Manila, arriving in Tihaki on Wednesday. Duterte was notably listless, with his eyes shut whenever he was shown on the video that was live streamed to the rest of the world. He was told by Montauk to remain seated during the reading of the allegations against him. Medialdea told the court that the former Philippine leader was taken to the Tihaki in the degrading fashion. To us lawyers, this will be called an extrajudicial rendition. To the less legally inclined, it was a pure and simple kidnapping, Medialdea said. My client was denied all access to the legal recourse in the country of his citizenship, and this was all in the nature of political score settling. He said Medialdea was referring to the breakup of the alliance between President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and the Dutertes, especially Vice President Sara Duterte. The Vice President watched the proceedings from the public gallery. There was no immediate comment from her. An incumbent president who wished to neutralize and choke the legacy of my client and his daughter, on the one hand, and the troubled legal institutions subject to delegitimization and desperate for a price cut and a legal short day, on the other hand, Miguel Diaz said. With this in mind, it is not surprising that my client was abducted from his country. He said the charter plane that took the daughter to the Netherlands made a stop at the Dubai airport, despite the fact that the United Arab Emirates was not a party to the Roman Statute and had no obligation to cooperate with the ICC that was established by the treaty. And yet my client sat in transit in that country for more than 5 hours, he said. Medialdea complained that it was only on Friday morning, the third day in Tihaki, that he was able to speak with the former president to discuss legal issues. He told the court, I have not been able to present him with a hard copy of the arrest warrant because we were not supplied with such. I have not even been able to explain to him what the prosecution requested when seeking the issuance of the arrest warrant. But Montauk pointed out that it was still the early stage of the proceedings and there was no need to discuss further the case. In Manila, Malacanang press officer Clara Castro told reporters that the government paid for the chartered Gulfstream G550 jet that flew Duterte, Medialdea, a private nurse, and an aide of the ex-president to the Tihaki. She said it was part of the government's assistance to the International Criminal Police Organization Interpol, which requested for Duterte's arrest based on a March 7 warrant issued by the ICC. As we have said, if our assistance would be asked by Interpol, it should be true, Castro said. Several House members on Friday criticized Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa for his plan to seek state protection while he exhaust his legal options before facing the International Criminal Court, as Malacanang dismissed his claim that President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. had assured him that he would not be arrested for enforcing the rule of war. In separate statements, Iloilo Representative Janete Garin, Kapatan Representative Raul Manuel, and Gabriela Representative Arlene Rosas said the former Philippine National Police Chief should join ex-President Rodrigo Duterte, his former Commander-in-Chief at the ICC Detention Center in the Hague, the Netherlands, instead of hiding. Besides, the 1987 Constitution empowers the Senate to protect its members only when it is in session, they said. Malacanang press officer Clara Castro told a media briefing that the betrayal of a person being accused should not be considered an issue. We cannot have special treatment, she stressed. More importantly, the president and the government should not betray our laws, the country's interests, and the alleged victims of extrajudicial killings. Castro was responding to De La Rosa's remarks on Wednesday that Duterte's arrest but was a betrayal to the max, and as Mr. Marcos had supposedly personally told him that he would not allow the ICC to take custody of those charged with crimes against humanity. According to Garin, if a lawmaker were accused of a crime and Congress was in session, the lawmaker could not be arrested. But regardless, he should just do the right thing, since we have heard him speak so many times already. This is the best time for him to disprove the allegations, Garin said. The best thing he could do is help the former president mount his legal defense because he would know about it better, being the chief of the Philippine National Police. De La Rosa, who was Duterte's first national police chief who implemented his bloody drug war, was among the Duterte-era officials who allegedly aided and abetted the mass killings in the first case against the former president brought in the ICC in 2017. De La Rosa said he would first exhaust all his legal options here, including requesting Senate President Francis S. Escudero for protection before joining Duterte in the as much as the Senate President could for him to protect me and not to surrender me, should there be a warrant of arrest and while we are in session. I hope the executive branch of government will respect this because there's such a protocol, De La Rosa set a date after Duterte was arrested. Manuel pointed out that the senator should not be using his position to evade accountability. It's pathetic to witness former top police officials who once boldly declared not Laban narratives now trembling at the prospect of facing international justice, he said. The Kabataan representatives said the RPNP's chief desperate attempt to invoke parliamentary immunity exposed the outness of the administration's but thousands of victims families deserve justice, not the shameful spectacle of powerful men covering in fear of accountability, Manu said. The Senate must uphold its integrity and refuse being a shelter for those facing serious charges of crimes against humanity, Rosa said. The Senate must not be used as adult criminals. This would bring great shame if an institution established to protect justice will be used as a Senate parade by those avoiding accountability, she said. Rosas also called out the Rosas political background. Just a few days ago, he boldly challenged the ICC would bring it on and even said he was ready to join and take care of Duterte in jail, she said. But now that accountability is catching up to him, especially after Duterte's arrest, he's suddenly rumbling in fear and struggling for Senate protection. Under Section 11 of the 1987 Charter, senators and congressmen have the privilege of not being arrested for all offenses punishable by not more than 6 years imprisonment. If convicted of crimes against humanity, Duterte and his co-accused could face life imprisonment. This privilege, according to the term of office and privileges proposed on the Senate website, protects the rights of the people, enabling the representatives to execute the function of their office without fear of persecution, civil or criminal. It was once used by the Senator Juan Ponce Enrile in February 1990 when he was charged with revelation of plans to murder of first allegedly involvement in the death military coup against President Corazon Aquino in December 1989. He surrendered to agents of the National Bureau of Investigation outside the Senate, when then Senate President Jovito Salonga barred him from arresting Enrile inside the chamber's premises. Enrile was allowed to post bail by the Supreme Court a week later. The court invalidated the revelation charges against him in June the same year. Castro said that she had a meeting with Mr. Marcos earlier on Friday, but the president did not mention this was promised he had made to De La Rosa. The president also did not tell her whether he made the same assurance through an official letter to Duterte's daughter, impeached Vice President Sara Duterte. She repeated the president's statement that the government did not cooperate with the ICC and just honored its commitment with the International Criminal Police Organization, or Interpol, to bring his predecessor to the Hague. Castro said the senator's reaction was just natural since he was among those implicated in the complaint filed in the ICC by the relatives of some of the drug war victims. But De La Rosa should not dictate how the organization should act, especially if it concerns our commitment with the Interpol, she said. Castro, a lawyer, said it would be easy for those who insist that they did not commit any crime in the anti-drug campaign to defend themselves in the ICC. She called on Duterte supporters to open their eyes to the truth and to peel light and the agony of those who lost their loved ones in this take no prisoners approach to end this drugs scourge. The mass disinformation on social media regarding Duterte's arrest was aimed at gathering support for the leader Castro's. Let's talk about the alleged victims of extrajudicial killings and the families they left behind. Why are Filipinos focusing their attention on those being accused of killings and of ordering the killings? Why are they glorifying those accused of committing murder and crimes against humanity? She said. A federal court in Canada has denied the application for permanent residence of former Philippine National Police Officer Josu Limong Abudai for participating in former President Rodrigo Duterte's deadly war on drugs. In a decision dated January 7, Judge Angus Grant said Immigration Division of Canada's Immigration and Refugee Court did not hear in rejecting Abudai's petition. The ID reasonably determined that Mr. Aguhai made a voluntary, knowing and significant contribution to the crimes against humanity committed by the drug units of the PNP as part of her President Duterte's war on drugs and is therefore inadmissible to Canada decision. According to the court, Budai was assigned in the 716th Drug Enforcement Unit of the Jose Agbat Police Station in Manila near the Tondo District where cases of extrajudicial killings were reported. Budai worked in the EU under Army 2017. The ID rejected Budai's application mainly for his involvement in the DEU, the main police unit that enforced Duterte's bloody drug war, which resulted in the deaths of thousands of drug suspects. As it's demonstrated by the objective evidence, these activities directly contributed to the targeted killings of drug users in the US by the PNP and it has of President Duterte. I find that the lack and breadth of these contributions, even as he described them, could directly contribute to the anti-drug campaign even for a limited period of time, the court quoted the ID's decision. The court said Akudais was inadmissible to Canada for violating the country's Immigration and Refugee Protection Act, which rejects any applicant involved in crimes against humanity. The decision was rendered 2 months before Duterte was surrendered by the Congress administration to the International Criminal Court on March 11. Akudai tried to argue that he was not aware of the extent of the killings being done by the DEU when he was still a member and that he left the unit just after 3 months. But the court noted that Akudai remained in the PNP and even accepted the station and was even awarded commendation in 2019. The court also noted that Akudai only left the PNP in June 2021 and for the purpose of migrating to Canada. Akudai is currently living in Canada as his wife's dependent spouse. The police woman who sustained an injury on her forehead after Hanila Avancena, former President of the Duterte Commonwealth Partner, hit her with a cell phone, will receive a medal from the Philippine National Police. However, she has decided to no longer file charges against Avancena, who hit the officer during the intense PNP operation to arrest Duterte and put him on a plane taking him to the International Criminal Court in the Netherlands on March 11. Major General Nicholas Lord III, Chief of the Criminal Investigation and Detection Group, said running the Special Action Force officer who received a medalya ng sukatang mangkiting and be granted a 3-day leave. The medal is awarded to PNP personnel who have been wounded in action against an enemy as a direct result of an act of the enemy. Brigadier General, The medal is awarded to PNP personnel who have been wounded in action against an enemy as a direct result of an act of the enemy. Brigadier General Juan Fanchado, the PNP spokesperson, the reporters was the both officers present decision to the present charges against Vansena, acknowledging that what happened was part of the hazard of the job. Fanchado added that the woman, whose identity was not made public, said she just needed to recover and would soon be back on duty. The PNP earlier said it was considering filing a direct assault complaint against Vansena following the incident on Tuesday night at the PNP launch of Kalayan Hall in Bulacan Airways. The policewoman was part of the PNP team, which included more than 1,000 people officers tasked to arrest Duterte at the request of the International Criminal Police Organization, or certain as per Interpol, and on orders from the ICC for crimes against humanity related to his brutal war on drugs. Forjado said the female police officers were deployed to restrain Abad Sena and her daughter, Veronica Kiki Duterte, were preventing the ex-president's transfer to a vehicle that would take him to the playground for the Hagyu to Netherlands. A video released by the PNP showed that the police officer, before being hit by Abansena, was the one trying to hold Kitty Duterte back. The officer was brought to a medical facility for treatment. Pochago said the PNP team exercised maximum tolerance despite all the insults and curses from the Dutertes during the 12-hour standoff. During the confrontation, Abansena was heard telling the policeman in Filipino, this is how you repay him for everything he did for you." Duterte was also heard saying, "I am not a criminal, but that you can just arrest. Show me some respect for being a former president." And there will be a day of reckoning for all. This was the message of former President Rodrigo Duterte to his supporters, which was delivered by his daughter, Vice President Sara Duterte, on Friday. Vice President Duterte is currently in the Hague, Netherlands, to support her father, who had his first appearance at the pretrial hearing at the International Criminal Court. He is facing a case for crimes against humanity he allegedly committed during his administration's drug war. In the media interview, she said she was able to speak with her father at the visitor area of the ICC Detention Center in Schottenhaven. In their conversation, the vice president mentioned to the elder Duterte his supporters who were worried about this situation. Former President Duterte said, "Tell them, just relax. Everything has an end." To recall, Duterte was unable to physically attend the ritual and only participated via video call. The ICC scheduled the confirmation of charges hearing for Duterte on September 23rd and said that he could apply for interim release. Duterte arrived in the Netherlands on Wednesday night and was turned over to the ICC. We will have more news headlines later and around after the break, I guess. I should say we will have more news headlines after the break as we continue with the international headlines right here on Focus Early Edition part of Hello Pilipinas. Stay along with us. We will be getting back into the more news headlines after the break. We'll be right back.
From Cool Studios, this News Early Edition.
Welcome back to koolNews Early Edition. The Department of Labor and Employment Dole on Friday said it will bring employment opportunities closer to Filipino job seekers through nationwide job fairs offering thousands of local and overseas job openings this March. On its website and social media pages, the Dole published schedules of over 70 jobs in 60 regions. In Metro Manila, 8 job fairs were held in the first weeks of March, with about 1,000 more scheduled after the end of March. According to the Philippine Statistics Authority, the country's employment rate reached 95.7%, 95.7% in January 2025, slightly improving from 95.5% in January 2024. In terms of actual figures, 48.49 million Filipinos were employed in January 2025, an increase from 45.19 million in January 2024 and 48.16 million in October 2024, respectively. In his official statement on the January 2025 labor force survey, Labor Secretary Benvenido Lagusma said the Dole will continue to promote the trabaho sa Bangkong Pilipinas through monthly or bi-weekly job fairs, taking vulnerable groups to sustain income opportunities and support MSMEs through accelerated adjustment measures programs initiatives in the countryside to returning the labor market. A Filipino seafarer has gone missing after a collision between a cargo ship and an oil tanker happened on Monday near the United Kingdom, the Department of Migrant Workers confirmed late Tuesday. The DMW said a collision involving the Portuguese flag MV Solong and the U.S. registered oil tanker Sadana Immaculate. Uh, Yes. The MW said the collision involving the Portuguese flag MV Solon and the U.S. registered oil tanker Sadana Immaculate took place at the scene on Monday morning near Humber Estuary in the city of Kingston, Oklahoma. The seaman was last seen at the boat of this vessel, the area of the ship that went on fire after a massive explosion, the DMW said. There are 8 other Filipino seafarers on board MV Solong, and all of them were safely rescued. They recently accommodated in a hotel in Gaspé, Luzon, as they await their repatriation to the DMW line. The DMW said the license pending agency has formally informed the family of the missing seafarer of the news and has promised to keep giving daily updates. The authorities already have launched an official investigation of the incident in coordination of the flag states of the ships. The DMW is in close coordination with the LMA and the families of the affected seafarers to ensure that all necessary assistance and support are being provided during this difficult time, the DMW said. The Department of Labor and Employment or DOLE on Friday said it will bring employment opportunities closer to Filipino job seekers through nationwide job fairs, offering thousands of local and overseas job openings this March. On its website and social media pages, the DOLE published schedules of over 70 job fairs in 60 regions. In Metro Manila, 8 job fairs were held in the first 2 weeks of March, with about 1,000 more scheduled up to the end of the month. According to the Philippine Statistics Authority, the country's employment rate reached 95.7% in January 2025, slightly improving from 95.5% in January 2024. And in terms of actual figures, 48.49 million Filipinos were employed in January 2025, an increase from 45.90 million in January 2024 and 48.60 million in October 2024, respectively. In its official statement on the January 2025 labor force survey, Labor Secretary Benvenido Lagusma said that Dole will continue to promote the trabaho sa Bangkong Pilipinas through monthly or bi-weekly job fairs, lead vulnerable groups to sustain income opportunities, and support MSMEs through accelerated adjustment measures programs and initiatives in the countryside to further strengthen the labor market. The replacements for NASA's two-stop astronauts launched to the International Space Station on Friday night, as we already had over the international headlines, clearing the way for the first return after 9 long months. Both Romar and Suni Williams need SpaceX to get this relief team to the space station before they get checked. Arrival is set for late Saturday night. NASA wants overlap between the two crews in Civil War and Williams can fill in the newcomers on happenings aboard the orbiting map. That will put them on course for an undocking next week and a splashdown of the Florida coast, weather permitting. The duo will be escorted back by astronauts who flew up on a rescue mission on SpaceX last September, alongside two empty seats reserved for Wilmar and Williams on the return. Reaching orbit from NASA's Kennedy Space Center, the newest group includes NASA's Aline McLean and Nikolai Myers, both the pilots and Japan's Takuya Onishi and Mrs. Ariel Vesco, both former airline pilots. They will spend the next 6 months at the space station as 13 hours done after spinning Wilmar and Williams free. Spaceflight is not about immense comfort, minutes into the flight. As that's Palace for Beijing's, for Queen's new Starliner capsule, Wilmar and Williams expected to be gone just weeks or so when they launched from Tanam Coral on June 5th. A series of Hello links and thruster builders marked their trip to the space station, setting up months of investigation by NASA and employing on how gas to proceed. Eventually proving it unsafe, NASA ordered Starliner to fly back empty last September and moved Wilmar and Williams to the SpaceX flight back in February. The return was further delayed when SpaceX brand new capsule needed extensive battery repairs for launching the replacements. To save a few weeks, SpaceX switched to a used capsule, moving out Wilmar and Williams coming to mid-March. Already capturing the world's attention, their unexpectedly long mission to upload the motorways when President Donald Trump and SpaceX Elon Musk both earlier this year to accelerate the astronauts' return and blame the organization for stopping it. Retired Navy captains stopped at the space station before Wilmar and Williams have repeatedly stressed that they support the decisions made by the NASA bosses since last summer. The two help keep the station running, fixing a broken toilet, watering plants, and conducting experiments, and even went out on a spacewalk together. With 9 spacewalks, Williams set a new record for women, the most time spent spacewalking over her career. A last-minute hydraulics issue delayed Wednesday's initial launch attempt. Concern arose over two of the long arms on a Falcon rocket support structure that needs to tilt away right before the SpaceX later flushed out the arm's hydraulics system, removing trapped air. The duo's extended stay has been largest, they said, on their families, Homer's wife and daughters, and Williams' husband and mother. Besides reuniting with them, Wilmar, a church elder, is looking forward to getting back to face-to-face minutes during and Williams can wait to offer to Labrador Retrievers. We appreciate all the love and support from everybody, Williams said in an interview this week. This mission has brought a little attention. There's a good and bad to that. But I think the good part is more and more people have been interested in what we're doing with space exploration. And as we are getting into the weather forecast from Pagasa in a bit, we'll be continuing with our international headlines. And this was covered earlier at Police Prime Time. Police from Ichi Prefecture in Japan have arrested 7 men as of March 11 on suspicion of raping their daughters or stepdaughters and shared footage of the abuse on social media, reported the Mainichi Shimbun. The men are in their 30s to 50s. They are accused of premeditated sexual assault and violations of anti-child prostitution and anti-child pornography laws, reported the Japanese newspaper. 4 of the men allegedly violated their biological or foster daughters and sent videos of abuse in a social media account. The victims were between 6 and 14 years old at the time. The other 3 men allegedly posted obscene images of minors. The 7 were in the same chat group for incest and pedophilia, and the Ichi police believe they sexually abused their daughters and other children regularly. They were discovered after one of the men was arrested in November 2024 for suspected premeditated sexual assault of the minor, and a clock of his mobile phone revealed the group was sharing explicit videos. The group is thought to have started sharing exchanging information about the 7-1 rape, reported Mainichi Shimbun. Also covered on police program earlier, a fire station in Sudbury awarded a certificate of appreciation on March 9th to a third grader who helped to resuscitate his mother. The mother of 9-year-old Jeong Dae-kun collapsed due to heart problems at her home in Boncheong, Gyeonggi province around 10:20 p.m. on January 8 according to Bocheon Fire Station. The board immediately called 119 emergency operators to perform cardiopulmonary resuscitation or CPR on his mother. The woman's condition had been nearly critical, showing signs of abdominal rhythm by the time rescue workers arrived, but officers used D5 there to revive her pulse and breathing before she was taken to a nearby hospital. She was treated for heart issues and was discharged on January 14th. When she collapsed, I really thought that about what I had learned in school about CPR. I'm glad she recovered, and I'm sure my friends could do it too if they stay calm and do as we learned. They look so. Mr. G. Sun-ho, chief of Pacheon Fire Station, first team was quick and got the response and called to place more efforts on CPR training for ordinary citizens. And as we are now getting over to the weather forecast from Pagasa, we will be leaving you all with what's the weather for today coming from Pagasa. Okay, it looks like no weather forecast was shown on screen. We'll get back to that in a bit, but we will keep covering the latest headlines. So back to the national headlines for now. Anti-illegal drug operators arrested and launched big time drug trafficker in a bypass operation in Siunang town in Batangas province on Friday, March 14. They also seized 3.4 million pesos worth of sugar. Batangas police drug enforcement needed and local cops nabbed Tatay, age of 57, at 3:10 p.m. after he allegedly sold 300,000 pesos worth of sugar to an undercover cop in Barangay Village Park, Barangay 7. This report comes from the Police Region 4A Information Office on Saturday. The operators confiscated from Tatay 5 big heat-sealed transparent plastic sachets containing sugar weighing 500 grams valued at 3,400,000 pesos. They also obtained other drug paraphernalia. Authorities also took as evidence a mobile phone which we examined for possible records of drug transactions. The suspect, a welder and resident of San Pascal, Batangas, is classified as a high-value individual or HPI in the illegal drug trade. HPI refers to financiers, traffickers, manufacturers, and importers of illegal drugs or leaders or members of drug groups. The successful anti-illegal drug operation demonstrates our relentless to run after these legal peddlers and intensified our campaign against illegal drugs, ensuring a safer and more secure Philippine community, Police Brigadier General Paul Kenneth Lucas, PRO4A Director, said in a statement. The police are investigating the source of the illegal drugs. The suspect is in the police custody and will face charges for violating the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. And finally, with the last national headlines, or I should say, what's happening in school, through a stringent and relentless campaign aimed at combating the proliferation of illegal drugs, policemen were able to take illegal drugs worth over 244 million pesos off the streets of Central Visayas over 2 months. The police regional office in Central Visayas disclosed that they have successfully intensified their campaign against illegal drug trade from January 1 to March 12, 2025. A total of 1,608 interdrug operations conducted during this time period reportedly resulted in the seizure of 35,927.60 grams of sugar. These pieces of illegal drugs were valued at 224,370
sorry, 244,307,952 pesos. Aside from this, marijuana worth 179,684 pesos were also confiscated for the disrupting the supply and distribution of legal drugs in various communities in the region. PRO 7 efforts during this time also resulted in the apprehension of 1,920 drug suspects, with 105 were tagged as high-risk individuals. Two of these arrested suspects were a mother and son duo who were intercepted upon their arrival at the fire in Cebu City from a spotting on late Thursday morning during 2023. The suspects were identified as alias Edward, 41, a drug driver residing in Isabel, Yete, and his mother, alias Edna, 63, jobless, a resident of Barangay Armenta, Cebu City. Authorities stopped the two after they skipped a routine narcotic canine inspection by personnel of the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency in Central Visayas or PDEA 7 Seaport Interdiction Unit Cebu and other partner agencies. A canine dog named Bayani then detected suspicious items inside a big brown cardboard box inside the suspect's vehicle, which turned out to be shabu. After opening the box, operators discovered that it contained micropacks of alleged weight of total of 25 kilograms. The drugs was estimated to be worth over 170 million pesos. On February 23rd, suspected shabu worth at least 9.4 million pesos was confiscated from the opposition of a 34-year-old man who was arrested in the bypass operation in Panglao, Bohol. Both forces identified the suspect as certain reports, who was a resident of Borok 2 in Barangay Damas in Tagbilaran City. These three suspects apprehended in Cebu City and Bohol were only some of the thousands of drug personalities who landed in jail due to the continuous police operations aimed at addressing the proliferation of illegal drugs throughout the region. Following these results, PRO 7 Regional Director Police Brigadier General Rico Atienza Maran commended on the all-out efforts. Okay, I think I just lost focus. Wait, there we go. Following these results, PRO 7 Regional Director Police Brigadier General Rico Atienza Maran commended the all-out efforts of the law enforcement personnel to fulfill their duties in securing the peace of the country. This achievement would not have been possible without the hard work and sacrifice of our law enforcement personnel and the continuous support of the public. Let this serve as a strong warning to those involved in illegal drugs. We will not stop until we put an end to this menace. We call on everyone to stand with us in this fight for a drug-free future, said Maran. And as we are about to conclude this edition of Kool Early Edition, we will now be proceeding to the weather forecast from Pagasa. Still no Pagasa weather forecast video shown on screen. We'll just get into the weather update later. Eastern lights will bring rains and partly cloudy to cloudy skies in some parts of the country on Saturday, according to the Philippine Atmospheric Physical and Astronomical Services Administration. Pagasa weather specialist Chris Castaneda said this weather system, wherein the winds are coming from the Pacific Ocean, continues to prevail in most parts of the country. Cloudy to cloudy skies will cover Luzon, including Metro Manila, to the eastern lights. Scattered rains, lightning, and thunder are expected in parts of Visayas and Mindanao, where Castaneda warned of possible flooding and landslides due to moderate to rough rainfall. Meanwhile, she said that no low pressure area or tropical cyclone is being seen inside and outside the Philippine area of responsibility. A surge of northeast monsoon Arhamihan is expected over extreme northern Luzon on Sunday and in some portions of northern Luzon in the coming days. Also, three areas in the country are expected to experience the danger category of heat index on Saturday, according to the Pagasa. Pagasa said the heat index will reach a dangerous level of 42 degrees Celsius in Dagupan, City Pangasinan, Pasco, Batanes, and Zamboanga City, Zamboanga del Sur. Dagupan has experienced the same level of heat index for 5 days in a row. The heat index under the danger category between 42 degrees Celsius and 51 degrees Celsius can cause heat bumps and heat exhaustion. Heat stroke is probable due to continued exposure to the sun. Meanwhile, extreme caution category will prevail in 61 areas. Under this category, the heat index ranges from 33 degrees Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius. Heat bumps and heat exhaustion are possible while continued activities can lead to heat stroke. And with that concludes this edition of koolNews early edition on Hello Pilipinas. We will return with more news headlines later with koolNews Weekend or koolNews at 6 p.m. Until then, Paro, and now we will be getting into the break as we will get into the last gap of Hello Pilipinas. Pilipinas. Let's get into the last round of the lifestyle happenings. Okay, so let's see what else do we have here. Alright, so let's get into the last round here, and I will be showing you on my phone this time. Let me just grab it from my desktop here. Ah, there belongs to. I know what I can see on my TV loud and clear. I love how therapy is messing with my face now. Okay, kidding aside, let's get into the lifestyle happenings now. Okay, here we go. So Georgia designer Delma leads Balenciaga for Gussie. So this is once again coming from Inquiry Lifestyle. Georgian designer Delma is leaving Balenciaga after a decade to become artistic director of Gussie, the French parent company of both brands, Kering said Thursday. Kering and Gussie are delighted to announce the appointment of Demna as the house's new artistic director starting early January 2025, it said. The 43-year-old designer, who stopped using his last name, Jibasalia, in 2021, made fashion a sort of battleground in of provocative ideas after taking the helm of Balenciaga in 2015. He achieved notoriety with his $2,000 IKEA bag, a luxury leather version of the 99 cents original, and created a poverty chic aesthetic that has been widely copied. His daring designs have included a head-to-toe black skull that US reality television star Kim Kardashian wrote to the Met Gala in 2021. In late 2022, he caused a controversy with a spectacularly ill-considered publicity campaign. The ads featured children with teddy bear bags that had stones and harnesses, supposedly meant to evoke a punk aesthetic but looking a lot like bondage gear. It coincided with another ad campaign that included a strange background detail, a printout of a US Supreme Court judgment about child pornography. Demna apologized profusely in the pages of Vogue, denying any intentions to reference child abuse, but the damage was done. With a slump in fourth quarter, in fourth quarter sales and criticism from celebrity friends such as Kardashian. But Karen defended him, saying everyone had the right to make one mistake. Derma said he was truly excited to join the Gussie family and looked forward to helping write a new chapter of Gussie's amazing story. He replaces Sabato de Sarno, whom Gussie let go in February just after just 2 years on the job. His surprise donation comes as Kering seeks to turn around the Italian luxury brand. Kering, whose brands also include Saint Laurent and Bottega Veneta, saw its net profit drop 62% last year, with Gucci sales alone falling by 23%. A child refugee then now fled Georgia with his mother and grandmother after fighting broke out with pro-Russian separatists in 1989. For many years, his plasma affected his work, but he told Vanity Fair in 2021 that counseling, meditation, and exercise had helped exorcise some demons. So that is the first one for this gap. We're going to look for another one in a bit. Okay, excuse me. Excuse me in a bit here. Let's see what else do we have here. Okay. Okay. Well, let's check the latest here. Okay. This will be the last one for today's episode of HB, and that is how to increase metabolism and build strength in your everyday movement. So let's get into that now. The year's first quarter is ending soon, and many are already planning Holy Week vacation trip. Others may have just recovered from the stress brought about by the holidays and are still contemplating how to begin their fitness routines. Some may still be confused about healthy eating programs to achieve their 2025 fitness goals. Dieting, pills, unsupervised extreme fasting, and starvation can cost a lot of energy, time, and money. These cannot give you muscles, boost your metabolism, or reward your strength. These can even negatively affect existing health problems and affect your mental health. For 25 years, I have dealt with people trying to lose weight. I have witnessed how fast some lose weight only to regain it later on. Those who succeeded in maintaining their healthy body and lifestyle invested a lot in the whole process and stayed patient and consistent throughout. And here are the tips, the strategies that worked out. Resistant training is a must. Yes, this is a must. Lifting weights helps improve quality of life and increase health span. The period of time a person is living healthily. Functional training also aids in avoiding developing health problems and loss of function brought about by loss of muscle mass starting at age 30. You don't need to enroll in the gym for now. You can do it at home and pursue it until you can consistently do it. Then as you progress, you also explore other options to maintain or improve your strength, such as getting a coach or trying various fitness programs to supplement your basic strength routines. Next one here, improve metabolism to avoid fat gain or weight regain. Muscle building is essential for effective weight management. Most who lose a considerable amount of weight from strict dieting will strength training regain most or even more of the weight once they resume their old unhealthy eating habits. Improve overall function to age gratefully. Strengthen not just one muscle group but all muscles of the body. It can lead to more effective day-to-day movements, preventing injuries or and loss of age-related muscle mass. Think of being efficient in your daily household tasks, playing with your grandchildren, traveling the world, hiking with family, and dancing with your spouse during gatherings. So how can functional training improve metabolism while targeting all aspects of fitness? You can prevent or you can reverse or prevent all of this by adhering to 6 exercises done at least twice a week. You can do regardless of age and fitness level. So this functional training routine is suitable for beginners who are confused about what to do and where to begin. It's also for PC people who work for 8 hours or more each day, full-time moms who are always taking care of the whole family, endurance athletes who do prioritize full body strength training, and older people who are prone to injuries and accidents. And for the workout, you can try the following exercises for at least 10 minutes a day, gradually increasing intensity, frequency, and or duration every time you feel the progress. First week, at least 1 to 2 times a week. Week 2, 2 to 3 times a week. Week 3, 3 to 4 times a week, every other day. And week 5, week and a half, and week 6 onwards, continue a program even while on a short break at home or even while traveling at least twice a week, and or continue to explore other workouts. And you have your options: squat and biceps curl, back lunge with both chop, hinge and row, shoulder press when an opposite knee lift, bird dog, push up, and that's pretty much it. So yes, workout is especially important if you're looking to increase your metabolism and of course improve your own strength. Yes, this what we just read is, yeah, you have to have your resistance training. You need to work out every day. That's how you can that's how the proper ways you can do to improve your metabolism. 1 minute before we leave the program, and that is, we will now end it with the quote of today. So let's get into the brainy quote, and let's see if that allows me to. Alright, so today's quote of the day: every burden is a blessing. Coming from all Kelly. Ladies and gentlemen, as you are seeing on screen right now with the troll face on my Roblox face, that will be it for Hello Pilipinas this morning. We will be back again next Saturday, where we will cover the lifestyle happenings, of course, and the early morning headlines by koolNews Early Edition right here on Hello Pilipinas. And for the continued news headlines, we will be back again later at 6 p.m. via koolNews Weekend or koolNews at 6 depending if the referral will go through on weekends. Until then, I'm Caro and this has been Hello Pilipinas. On behalf of all of us, we would like to enjoy the rest of your mornings and good morning and Hello Pilipinas. Goodbye for now.